Oh, welcome back. Hopefully we'll be able to finish this part of the Mandeville quest line. There's one nearby. But before then, first, okay, so it is going. OBS had an update, so I had to make sure that it was going to still work. Hello? Game? Oh, there we go. Chaos sentience. I shall have the kitty. I don't think I'm winning this one. Why do you keep taking the same one? I'm gonna lose this card anyway. Oh, I won. That was what I was expecting. Go back to the Mandeville quest line. I was wondering when you show up, Edgar. I hope you haven't made any plans for the night, because we got a situation on our hands. Remember our good friend, the Phantom Thief? Well, it seems he's decided to branch out from burglary to cold-blooded murder. If the rumors are to be believed, he's claimed 3 victims already, all influential members of Hulda society. Mr. Many-Faces has been kind enough to leave one of his signature calling cards at each scene, leaving no doubt as to the identity of the murderer. The message is always the same: the weight of the 5 corpses will bring the scales of justice to balance. More riddles that you hear me complaining. No, the only thing my readers like more than a good mystery is a good murder mystery. Ever since the story broke, the Mithril Ice's been selling like Hans cakes. The only rub is that it left me no time to look into the thief's last message until now. That is, shall we, Edgar? The hidden treasure of Hulda, was it? If there's anything who can shed some light on this, is you know who, to sun silk tapestries. Okay, well, oh. Diamond. Let's see, where's that? I don't spend a lot of time in outdoor. Okay, now I'm curious. What is it that the thingy over here gives? Oh no, wait a minute. I don't think it gives the... I think it gives... Yeah, looks like nothing of interest to me. Yeah, nothing of interest. Well, now if it ain't my favorite adventurer, my favorite Mithril reporter, along with him, tell me, what have I done to deserve the pleasure of all your company today? I say, as much as I'd like to help two of you, my best mates, I'm afraid you found old women at a loss. Olda has more than its fair share of treasures, hidden and otherwise, I reckon, offensive. Friend, could be after just about any of them. I can tell you this much, though, whatever the thief's got its eyes on, it's got the Sultan sworn in right to the... Word has it, they formed a regiment of their best, brightest, to safeguard the royal vault from the birthright. The Sultan sworn art like to be forthcoming with information, but it's the only lead we've got. Come, Edgar. I say it's time we paid a visit to the heart of the sworn. Boy, hold up there, Ellie. I ain't generally the worrying type, but you may want to think twice before getting yourself involved in this. Minding my business develops a nose for danger, and this time the stench is something fierce. You're a reporter, Ellie, and a fine one at that. Don't put that pretty neck of yours at risk trying to play hero. Your concern is touching, but I can assure you that I am ready for whatever dangers lie ahead. Besides, being a reporter is about more than selling papers. I have a duty to seek out the truth and convey it to the people. Come, Edgar, time is of the essence. Oh. We need to go back that way. And we need to go up to the hustling steps. Strip. That hustling strip. Okay. That was losing my mind there for a second. The alchemist shield! Humphrey? What are you doing here? That booger may the broad sword, the gentleman's a lord adventure and companion, and the caddy bucket report from the Mr. Roy. Well, if it isn't this self-styled warrior of light, tell me what tall tale did you spend to the Sultan's sworn recruiter to land you yourself in this position? Only the 12's honest truth, miss, saying the gentleman of light, standing tall and trying to how it moved me to the depths of me soul. Like, I vowed to be put beside my sketchy passes of the realm just like my hero, Master Hildebrand. The Sultan's one were impressed with my commitment in my sword only, they gladly welcomed me to the ranks. Wait, don't tell me you're come to assist Mr. Hildebrand. That's investigation, haven't you? Cool. Why didn't you say so sooner? It's the least I could do to help to make you unite me with my role model. You'll be wanting to speak with Phyllis. She's one of the Sultan's best, and something of a history buff, it seems, when she heard the thief was targeting for relics of Baladea, she personally stepped forward and volunteered to lead the investigation. We don't have such information you'll be looking for. It be her. Wait here while I get cursed you not to touch anything, aye? A pleasure to meet you, Phyllis. My name is Ellie from the Mithril Eye. As you may have heard, we're researching the Phantom Thief case and would appreciate any information that may shed light on recent events. The pleasure is mine, Miss Ellie, and if I'm not mistaken, that would make your companion friend here, one Edgar Magic, yes? You don't know Edgar. As any regular reader of the Mithril I would, I must confess to being something of an unabashed fan of your work. Though it's hardly befit my station to say this, I was secretly hoping that you would show up to assist in the investigation. Doubtless the Inspector, too, will also welcome a helping hand. The Sultan's Swan, the elite of Uldan's elite. I only hope they prove more competent than the beguiling mercenaries have dealt with thus far. Inspector Braden, always one step ahead of us. Miss Ellie, Edgar, a moment if you would. Right there, very good. Now face me and don't move it out. Pocket sand! Inspector, what is that in your... He's packing pocket sand! Demasking dust, a form of my own devising, that will allow us to see right through the thief's disguise. Analyzing the mask left behind at Vesper Bay, I was able to identify its composition and synthesize a counter-agent that would dissolve the disguise with leaving the wearer's face intact. In any event, it would appear that the two of you are indeed who you appear to be. You think you'll find anyone dressed like this? Brilliant, Inspector. The Phantom Thieves pulled the wolf over our eyes for the last time. I fear it won't be so simple. The ingredients necessary to produce the test are extremely rare. Even with the entire resources of the Sultan Sworn at our disposal, we only able to produce a limited supply. I see. Well, I suppose it's better than nothing. That said, have you been able to identify the thief's next target? A hidden treasure of Ulda, the last of the 4 relics of Baladea. I fear not. I've pored through the list times and again, but the only mention of these 4 relics is a vague reference to an old, possibly most serious scholars consider no more than a fairy tale. When darkness falls and hope faces despair, 4 warriors born of light shall descend in the righteous glare. The legend goes on to describe 4 sacred artifacts, one each possessed by these 4 bowed-in heroes, but makes no mention of their appearance or nature. 3 times an avid I've tried to invite the thief's target, and 3 times has he followed us by, making off with something entirely else. Needless speculation will only play to the fiend's strengths. All artifacts ability and orders have been sealed within the Rose Vault, an regiment of our finest assigned to its protection. I have banished all the guards with a supply of damascene dust, and instructed them to be on the lookout for any suspicious personages. Your blood god will be shiny as you go. You can lay a dirty hand on the vault doors, let alone the treasure within. You have our words, my lady. There are more disturbing matters at hand. Doubtless you've heard of the recent rash of murder perpetrated by a quarry. The Sultan's one have launched an investigation, but the truth of the matter is that we have been far too occupied with the defense of the vaults to make any meaningful progress. We would have most grateful for the assistance you could offer. A lady asks and a gentleman answers. The lighting seems a bit weird right now. He's not as bad as with Scary Sid, which was gonna be a thumbnail, but it didn't work out, so I had to go with Falling Lalafell. Cast all worries from your heart, my lady. Hildebrand, agent of any worry, Inspector Extraordinaire, has arrived to set right what is wrong and bring the wicked to justice. Pocket sand! And this must be the demasking dust. That is the talk of the palace. But you need not waste your supplies on me, Inspector. I assure you that I am exactly who I claim to be. Showing that. Inspector Hildebrand, we were not expecting you, but your services are most welcome. I will share all I know about the recent murders. You should have expected him. Anywhere that Braden and Ellie are, he will appear. The killers have claimed 3 victims thus far. The head of the publishing consortium, a high-ranking government official, and an influential scholar. Other than that, they were all influential figures in their respective circles. We can identify no common threads connecting the 3. Oof, this will prove a most satisfying case to crack indeed. And what of that method of killing? Contour over the head of the cudgel, gut over the great sword, strangled with this subligar map? I'm afraid that we've identified no pattern. In any event, the murderer plots the death of 2 more, even as we speak. We must take action, and quickly. Understood, my lady. Clues may be scarce, but we're not. My realm-renowned powers of deduction are more than up for the task. I will see this beggar-turned butcher delivered to justice. Your presence is heartening indeed, Inspector Hildebrand. Friends, please take this damascene dust with you. I fear we can spare but a single sachet, but I trust you will put it to good use. Proceeds to use it on own face. I am not criminal. Come to accompany me on another case, friend. I like your gusto. But if you're auditioning to be my assistant, I fear the role has already been filled. Most happily. Still, a gentleman welcomes the support of all of his admirers. I shall hence name you thusly, Edgar, my ever-lovely associate, loyal associate. I don't think Edgar cares. I think he just wants to see Gilgamesh and get paid in chickens. Or something along those lines. It's either that or he just wants to fight Gilgamesh. Ah, now my ever-loyal associate, the investigation cause. I shall propose that we begin by inspecting the site at which the most recent victim met his demise. My questioning about the past has revealed that the scholar's body was found not far from the 80 Sins of Sasamo. Even the most extreme of criminals cannot help but leave behind clues that will not elude my gaze. Friends, let us be off. Pray alert me should you see anyone suspicious, my ever-loyal associate. We must put Miss Phyllis's asking dust to good use. Which one is it? Oh, west. We must go east. I thought you said west. That's just west. Flowers? Yes, it's all becoming clear now. A phantom killer is a forest. Oh, and his hurry to escape curse must let his ways.
Josh, what do you think you're doing? I'm the one who put those flowers there. Do you remember the memory of my popo? You dare defy his memories?
1,000 pardons, my lady. Please accept my most sincere condolences on your loss. I am Hildebrand, agent of inquiry, inspector extraordinaire. I swear to you on my dear mother's name that your son's killer will be brought to justice. As I am just saying, what subject please here by the family disgrace, which only mean...
Leave this place! Run away while you still can! Run far, far away! Run or he'll turn you into a zombie, just like my papa boy!
Pandora scared of zombies. A living person turned into a zombie? Nonsense. Actually, it's probably quite easy to turn a living person into a zombie than a dead person into a zombie.
Not nonsense, my boy! History! Or have you not heard of the horrors of Suda, a Uda sibling nation against we waged war centuries ago? Much blood was shed by both sides. But I speak of far greater horrors than death, an unholy shot brewed by Ildan alchemists, one which power to turn the living to the undead, and his nation must have condemned an army of mindless, deathless soldiers. The traitors span. They turned my poor boy into a heap of rotty flesh and ran him through. But you won't hear that from the chosen one. No knows how they wished the body away before I could so much pay my last respects.
The traitors spurn, I've heard the stories, but I never thought them true. To be able to procure such a frightening thing, just who are we dealing with here?
A zillion, I'm sure of it. I only had set on another recipe. To say, oh, they did. He calls himself a phantom thief, he does. But did he ever occur to you that he's an honest to God who found him? There's a tale from my great-great-grandma did. But the four relics of Belladere and the power they hold. The power to extend justice. Spectre of Silda, That's right. Hey, direct vengeance on us! Woe! Woe unto us all! After the four warrior of light's forsaken us! My dear boy, if only you became a traitor like your father! If only you tipped your nose out of those history books! I knew not to brave the cursed name of Hilda, but you did, and now we're doomed! 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 Away!
Why didn't we use the powder on her? Time for the bongos.
That bleeding horse is here somewhere. I feel it in my follicles. Approach Charlie, the rivers haven't seen I that it was for all of a fortnight. My flowing locks fell out on my cat just as I was cutting up a chain of a lovely ass on the quicksand, just a twist and night an extra ill.
Don't worry, there's just a random letter filled in the background.
Staring at this bald old man. Charlatan, I will find that so-called inspector and his sorry band, and pull every last strand of hair from the bleeding skulls. Skulls for the skull throne. Hair for my scalp.
Sibling strife. It appears clear to me now that the old woman's testimony has confirmed what I suspected from the start. Like a zombie picking away at its rotting flesh, Elderman, Agent of Ingray, Inspector Extraordinaire has peeled away the foul scab of uncertainty to reveal the truth within. Open your eyes and feast your minds on the fruit of my flawless deduction. A fountain thief is a phantom indeed, a wayward spirit caught between the realms of the living and the dead, but not on centuries since me the tragic gain on the battlefield. As such, our course of action is clear. We must, placate this tortured soul that it might abandon its vengeful vendetta and travel to the next life in peace. I like how he went to the phantom thing and didn't think that it was a zombie from back then, creating more zombies. But what is the true nature of the Spectre's grievances? Well, this knowledge we cannot hope to assert its rancor. Let us begin our search at the thaumaturge's guild. Doubtless the tomes there contain a wealth of knowledge on the old blood between the sibling nations. Notwithstanding the stupidity of everything else that came out of your mouth, some knowledge of Sota might serve us well. Go research as you will, and do take as much time as you need. You can count on me, Inspector Braden. Without knowledge, it is, whatever knowledge it is to be gleaned at the guild, it shall not escape my inspector's eye. Away! Oh, the other are just going to stand there. Okay. It's up to me and Hildebrand. Because for some reason, Foos is not allowed in the city. I think they're afraid that Foos is going to get scared and kick someone to death or something. I don't think Foos is going to get scared of anything at this point, so he just watches me get kicked in the face all the time. And also watches Edgar get kicked in the... Edgar doesn't get kicked in the face. He just gets kicked in the shins.
I said tonight to fill the title down, so well, most impressive young people these days show so little interest in learning from the past. Anyhow, I'm pleased to say I have more than a passing familiarity with ancient history. To understand the history of the sibling nations, one must go further back, still to the birth of the mother nation, Valdea. The the fifth astral era was an age of untold wonders, when the Euclid odds budget and the great civilizations that commenced its power flourished. This age of enlightenment would not last, however. Power spread and adverse spread resentment. A common rule of the Magi, which brought the great flood of not Sith. It's the Sith Wars all over again. Oh dear. The sixth umbral calamity, which has turned swallowed once proud nations and turned a battered wasteland in its wake. Mages were reviled and prosecuted for having caused the catastrophe, with many forced to leave their homelands or face death. It was a small band of those survivors that found their way to Thailand, where they would find the nation abandoned there some 8 centuries ago. And imagine a government of mages by mages for mages. What wonders might have been wrought had Belladea survived to this fair day? Alas, that was not to be.
You don't say. Not every day someone comes to our halls to research Sildar. It's a philosophy of history, though. I'm more than welcome to the conversation. Belladine civilization flourished in relative peace until 2 sons were born to the royal family. The 2 were fierce rivals, and when they came of age and their father passed, each one claimed that he was the rightful heir to the throne. Raiders unwilling to relinquish his claims, they agreed to split the kingdom in 2, forming the 2 nations of Uldar and Sildar, but not unlike the 2 proud princes, the sibling nations developed a penchant for rivalry. You'd think they would have a duel to see who would become the king. And that's either one of them was afraid of losing.
Great is travel, you would learn of the world and you don't know the foes. Salted in the silver, ever blew my pleasure to enlighten me. The tools of this dance coexisted for several generations until the bad blood between them boils over. Got including an outright rule as who mounted his friend the prison instead of a van older, most victoriously reached once brand subject nations and smaller ruins. As the history tells of the battle fought between the sister nations were the stuff of nightmares, and desperate attempt to remove superior numbers. Some dark alchemists devised a most horrific stratagem, employed a frightful formula known as the 3 that are spared, that brought the fallen boys back as soldiers. Some theories have it that they even employed the push of those who were too weak or wounded to fight. Sends shivers up the spine just thinking about it, no? It's a truly crowning glory, crowning glory of our fair nation that our friends are much victorious against these wars. Ooh.
Wait a minute, what's that? Oh, that's incense. For a second I'm like, looks like somebody's powering up over there in the corner. I've yet to see Hildebrand here. What's that you say? You seek knowledge of the bad blood between Uldar and Sildar. I suppose I can spare a moment or 2. But take good notes, I'm not fond of repeating myself. 2 scales, 1 gold, 1 silver. The gold of Uldar winning property, prosperity and power. The silver of Sildar winning knowledge and power. But the power sought by the 2 nations differed greatly, yes, greatly indeed. The power wrought by Uldar's prosperity was that of a justice and good, while property of wrought by Sildar's was horrific beyond belief. The power to rip the living soul out of a man and render him a mindless killing machine. On this matter, the histories are clear, but riddle me this, my friend. Who writes the history? What is to says the word written within? Yes, truth has been alluded in fickle, inclusive of fickle as the shifting sands. As one example, did you know that we were warred against Sildar, Uldan, and Umalja warriors fought side by side? Likely you did not. And neither did I until I uncovered a faded passage in an ancient text buried deep in our archives. Yet in the histories read by the populace, you will see no mention of this most fascinating fact. might be that someone at the time deemed this particular truth less than convenient. But, I've said enough already. Oh, there's Hildebrand. My ever-loyal associate, tell me, what have you learned from your questioning of the scholars in these halls? Indeed, as it happens, I have learned much the same. Let us take a moment to review and allow my fearless power of deduction to work their magic. A war of succession divided the great civilization of Baladea. That's what I heard. I heard it was they agreed. I didn't hear there was no war. And then they had the war after they split the Baladea, giving rise to the sibling nations of Ul'dah and Sildar. The two nations coexisted for generations until ill blood boils over, giving an outright war. Daunting by Ul'dah's superior military might, Sildar employed their advanced alchemic knowledge to horrific ends, transforming their own citizens, alive and dead, into fearsome undead legions. Yes, I believe I have it the facet at hand, and led me to one unassailable conclusion. Our phantom thief is a descendant of doomed Sildar who seeks vengeance against those who reduced his countrymen to slavering zombies. To pacify his soul and send him peacefully to the next world, there is but one course of action. We must find the Sylvan statesman who conceived this dreadful stratagem and have him apologize to the thief in person for the suffering of his that he has wrought. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find. A brilliant plan. Perhaps you'd like to go find him yourself a shovel and dig this statesman out of his grave yourself. Leaving aside this nonsense of spirits and specters, it appears increasingly likely that our quarry shares some link to Sildar. His garish garb is no doubt means to evoke the civil skills of the fallen sultanate. This Sildar connection has served to explain the rare knowledge of Baladane relics our thief clearly possessed. But what of the murder victims? What common thread against them? Amongst them could have incurred the ire of our adversary. A few people in town spoke of a man sighted calling upon the victims in the past days. Those who saw him said he had the most frightened air about him. Wait, yes, it comes to me, of course, my keen investigator senses ring out with a voice loud and clear. This man Miss Ellie speaks of just might know something. You really should stop thinking so hard. You're likely to strain a brain muscle, Miss Ellie. Who is this man and where might we find him? My sources identify the man as Guguriwa, a traveling merchant known to frequent Horizon. Shall we pay him a visit? I think this is the right way. Yes, it is. Oh, wait a minute. Nope. I was gonna say, oh, I can just use this. Oh, wait a minute. Simply the heist. I have yet to do a guild heist. Or whatever that is actually called. Elite heist. Adventurers Guild heist. I haven't unlocked my other character, but I've never done one. And from what I heard, I should never do one.
Yes, I challenge you.
Behold! I shall not win this. I actually chose my worst deck. Come on, I don't lose. Yes, if you got business, make it quick. My time's too valuable to waste, chatting with every stranger who passes by. Forgive us, good sir, my name is Elliot, reporter with the mithril eye, never blinking, all seeing, you know the rest. I was wondering if we could trouble you with just a few questions. Was it you for love or money that you killed them? Yes, you, the thief of many faces. Me, a thief? What is this nonsense? I don't know who you are, but I don't got the time or the patience for this memory. Now, if you excuse me, an important client awaits. I know I recognize that voice. Lady Dedelia, well met indeed. Pray tell, whatever brings you there envoys this fair evening. Why, I love here. Why, I live here, you harm here halfway. Inspect probably anything one you expect to pleasure. Do you not have some business with my associate here, pray tell? I go to have such business after. Please lend your inspector here the handsome one, whatever associates you require. But Lady Delia, what about? Ah yes, my dear Maria's namesake present. I had in mind one of the prize pieces for this lady's seasonal collection. Collection, not correction. You would be able to procure one for me, yes? Or should I eliminate the middleman and make the trip to Uldal myself? I say just once, I expect you to give the inspector and his companion full assistance. Say yes. Even the stupid one helped me regain some truly precious. Use something most valuable than any mere trinkets. Alright, I'll tell you what I know, but you didn't hear it from me. Got it? I was looking into the killing on behalf of a client of mine. The thief got himself some of that zombie dust, the traitor's sperm, was it? And his card appears of 5 victims. I got me the thinking, so 5 victims, the arbiters of truth. Arbiters of truth, I'm not familiar with the name. Few but would be. On account of them being something of a secret society and all influential passages of the Sultanate, you see, working from the shadows and keep false knowledge about this Ulda-Silda conflict from reaching the ears of folks like you and me. False knowledge? Pray tell, just what sort of knowledge might that be? The balls, don't make me say no more, I've got a family to feed. Farewell, just tell us of one thing. Who hired you and where can we find him? Hub, his name's Hub. When he heard that I said, he told me that he was going to set sail for Lissama, and his 5 best swords to guard his back. Said there was many prying eyes at the airship's docks. Said he had a private ship docked and waiting for him at Vesper Bay. But remember, he didn't hear none of this from me. This man Hob must be one of the killer's targets. Doubtless he also knows the identity of the remaining one. I doubt that. They say the arbiters are so secretive they don't even know each other's identities. No, don't ask me how that all works, but Hobbs got high-ranking friends in the Brass Blades. Once he heard the victims had been all zombified, he panicked. Guess he knew that he'd be next. Thank you very much, my kind sir. Once again, the ancient Mandeville party has produced for us a key morsel of knowledge. Let us seek out this Hob fellow and see what he can share with us. Let us hurry, the man's life is in danger as we speak. But I'll do that next episode. His life may be in danger, but he can wait. Until next time.